Hello everyone and welcome back to Flotsam. It seems there was a reasonable amount of interest in seeing a little bit more of this delightful little post-apocalypse with the smile. Right, well, we're on our second island, and indeed there are some things here that we really do want to do. And the first of them is to get some extra help with surviving the watery post-apocalypse. So let's get someone out there to rescue them. You need a boat in order to do that. You need a salvage boat to visit any island, from what I can tell. So we're going to go out there and get 2 new hands. Now, 2 new hands also means a fair bit more work. Unfortunately, yes, it does look like that is proper stuck. Right, let's go ahead and get some fishing done. You can go over there. Is that a bigger fishing area, perhaps? How many nibblefish are here? I don't know. It doesn't tell me. That's a bit of a shame. Oh, well. Actually, if I grab this and just hover over them, it should show me. There's a reasonable amount of fish around. It seems that maybe the 50 fish was just something for the starter area. I don't know. We're going to have to keep our eyes peeled on that one. Now, I wouldn't mind getting another boat if I can get one. I would actually quite like that. And we do have a rope just sitting there, not being used. But for that, we're going to need some plastic. So what I could do is I could send out some of me peeps to go and grab some plastic. Is there any plastic? No, there's only wood nearby. Well, you know, you got nothing better to do. Why don't you get out there and grab some things? Right. Oh, we have got rescues. Fantastic. You heading back? I should have watched. Is everyone coming back onto the boat? Marvelous. Okay, that was a bit of an interesting position to be dancing there, but I guess you're quite happy, though. That doesn't look like the best island to be stuck on. How long were you even there? That being said, at least you had a house and some cars. I mean, you know, if 7 Days to Die has taught me anything, you can find all sorts of awesome loot in junky cars. Right, well, we've got fishing coming in. Hopefully we've got some swimming going on, but honestly at this point I guess we could just go ahead and remove the swimming marker since we've got the salvage ship back. But instead of going straight out and grabbing plastic, I guess we could go and scavenge the shack town. It's definitely an option, but I think we just want plastic right now. So how about we ensure that we get plastic and head over there. There's 7 trips worth of plastic over there. Unfortunately, we can't fit that last little bit in there, which is quite a shame. Now, these are not being filled up because we've already got all of the dry wood that we could possibly want. So there's no salvaging going on there. But we are seeing quite a decent bit of food being prepared. Marvelous. I approve. But there's nothing else for you to do. So we've got... who have we got, actually? Let's go ahead and have a quick look. Now, Deep One. And indeed, Scurvy. Okay, well, let's find out who you are. Say hello, everyone, to Amira and King of Kings. What a fantastic... an upgrade. That is a massive upgrade from Scurvy to King of Kings. Well played. Well played there, Aurora. Thank you again ever so much for supporting the channel through Patreon. There we go. Now we need to decide what you are going to be doing. Well, first and foremost, you know what? Everyone should do that as a... Well, every new person should have that as something that they do. Also, I guess workshopping at a medium level. Currently, Travis is focused on that, but I wouldn't mind getting a dedicated fisher. King of Kings, you're going to be a dedicated fisher from now on. So please and thank you, do that. Amira, honestly, you could be a dedicated water still operator. There we go. That's a much better set of skill set. We've still got room for 2 other people dedicated to a single type of job. You know, that wouldn't be too bad, I suppose. I am, however... King of Kings and Apple Fumble, you're going to be switching things out. The only thing I want you guys to do ever is, well, I'm going to remove these. Yeah, I'm not going to have you working these jobs. I will allow either of you to do landmark salvaging. So there we go. That should work out quite well for us, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. You're not going to do any kind of supplying. I really just want you... Well, no, I'll leave you on supplying one for each of you. I really just want you to focus on doing scavenging and salvaging. That would be glorious if you ask me. I could have another mooring point there, but I'm going to pop it over here instead. Bump. We're going to need a decent bit of plastic to build another salvager ship. And I'm happy for everyone else to help out with that, to pitch in as they can. Oh, that is really going to bother me, though. Right, next up, we've got maybe a small house once we've built our ship. I think that would be a pretty good idea, honestly. Now that we actually have that laid down, though, we can go ahead and drop down a couple of fishing spots. And, you know, if you've managed to fish out all the fish from one spot, then just move straight on to the next. Don't wait for me to give you orders. I want all of these spots fished to their very, very fullest. Please and indeed, thank you. And with that, let's get a new salvaging ship set up. I think that's going to be grand. We do need to get more rope done, though. Sorry, more firewood. Maybe more rope, but more firewood for now is the chief concern. So if you could grab that for me as well, I'd be very, very happy with that. Now, we've got a decent chunk of plastic still to come, another 31. Yeah, that shouldn't be too bad for us. It'll take a little while before anyone gets down here to set up the building, I think. I don't believe anyone has building as... Oh, no, actually, Hi Kaiser has building as a priority. Very well. If you get to work there, that'll be grand. And once that's done, we're going to need a new home. So let's get that built as well. I think that would be a very, very good idea, if you ask me. There we go. Right. How are you all doing otherwise? We've got a decent amount of wood coming through. That's actually pretty good. That should, hopefully... I mean, once this place is completely filled its workstation with firewood, then that shouldn't be too much of a problem, though. I am kind of feeling that I want a dedicated hauler. Yeah, because these 3 jobs there are fairly common jobs. There's quite often going to be something along these lines for people to do. But we are getting low on water. That's deeply distressing. Please could peeps work a little bit harder on getting water. Like really, I absolutely 100%. Amira, where are you? Hey. Amira, whereabouts are you? What are you doing, Amira? Why are you not loading this up with more firewood? Oh my lord. Why? I feel loading this with firewood would be fantastically important. Perhaps you just... I'm going to turn off making more firewood for now so that we've got another hand on deck to move firewood around. If this doesn't gather any more firewood, it may be another bugged building, and we can go ahead and try and build another one. But that is distressing, to say the very least. Let's turn off all of our markers. Yeah, get rid of these if we can. Womp. Goodbye to you. Womp. Womp. And finally, womp. Right, no one should be going out. Everyone should be focused on dealing with the needs of our people. Ah, my lord. This is stressful. Super stressful, actually. Quickly unload the boats, and then just get back to loading this. It's got... No, it's got one. Can I just queue more up? Would anyone like to do... There? Yes? Yes! Oh, why did you let it get so close? Why would you do this to me? Legitimately? Why? I don't understand. It's fine, I guess. You're not all dead. Maybe I should get a second still, though. Might be worth it. I've got enough people that I could have them, when an emergency arrives, just knuckle down, make as much water as quickly as possible. But each use of the still produces 4, so this is probably surplus to demand. If I'm perfectly honest, probably surplus to the man. Still, I'm willing for you to go ahead and do it. While all that's going down, though, someone go ahead and scavenge the shack town. I want to say, there appears to be a small abandoned town on this island. We might find some useful supplies there. Pretty sure nobody will miss it. That's fair. Where are they off to? Let's have a watch of it this time. Oh, well, apparently I can't zoom in on you. The Fishy Scow. Can I rename? I can rename the boat. Now that is actually quite interesting. But it looks like we've got some research points straight away. 3 research points. Not enough to buy anything, regrettably. Now, we've been there once, and we've not found anything new. Oh, dear me, we've got dry wood. Not sure that we really need dry wood. More of it, that is. Still, I suppose it isn't terrible. Alright, well, I'm going to allow you to continue making more more firewood as you can, but I'll come back. Fine. The drifting guppy. No. Cowardly bass. Why? But why? This name has such meaning for me. It was my very first sloop on Buzz of Pirates. Fine. The drifting guppy is gonna have to stay. Maybe the drifting bass. It's a small. It'll have to do. What? You cheater. This game is cheating enormously. It's allowed to have longer names than I am. Such scallywaggery I've scarcely ever encountered, but it doesn't surprise me that I encounter it out on the open ocean. Bloody pirates. Oh well. You can keep up with what's being found by just bringing up the shack down there, but the islands may have several visits worth of salvage in them, which is actually pretty cool. So we're going to be able to get a decent amount of salvage out of the internet. The fact that it's straight up dried wood is especially good in my opinion. That being said, we need more plastic. Really badly need more plastic. For now though, we'll just expand this out by another 8. Might even connect it up down there. That doesn't actually sound like a bad idea. Oh really? 16 or 8 there. You cheeky game. My lord. Oh well. Let's just get these going though if we can. We're making a decent amount of firewood, but there is a lot to do still. We're not going to worry too much about food. Well, actually no, we should be worrying about food, thinking about it. Okay, let's get back out there. At least grab those 5, if nothing else. How much... Ooh. We found 10 firewood. Oh, now that was good. And now that we've got 2 salvage ships, let's where are you? Apple Fumble is able to, because it just said captain. Apple Fumble is able to drop off one ship and then just grab the other one and head straight back out without having to wait for it to be unloaded, which is actually kind of cool. I think it's pretty awesomely efficient, if you ask me. Right, well, we've got a decent amount of firewood down there, and we're going to start filling this up. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn this off, and indeed I'm going to tell you to stop working on any more. And I just want you to start loading everything else up if you can, please. There we go. I mean, you know, I guess you can add more in and then take it all back out if you want to. Not really sure why you did that, but sure, whatever. There we go. In fact, let's go ahead and get another house. Just down here. We're going to give you a little bit of space. 3 houses like that should be fine. We'll connect these. I know it's going to be expensive. We're going to have to spend 16 to connect it fully, but I don't mind, actually. I think that's quite cool. Ooh, what did we get? We got canned food. Nice. Now, this is worth 1 nutritional value, so that's actually pretty cool. And we've got 8 research points so far. Well. Now, this is quite nice. We could go for better houses, but we'd need metal scrap in order to build them. I could build a scrapsmith, but again, we'd need metal scrap to make it. And this would be able to allow us to turn metal scrap into screws and pipes, which is actually fairly good. We could... Oh, it looks like we've got the last bit. Yeah, we 14 canned food, 12 firewood, and 20 dried wood. Honestly, that's not bad. That's reasonably good. But we could instead go for fish kebabs. I'm going to need metal again to construct it. I'm going to wait to decide on what we get until we've got metal to make stuff with. But with that done, we can now safely start grabbing the everything. We've already gone through all of that wood, unfortunately. But if we go ahead and start salvaging from around here, that should be fine. We'll grab this one, since it's super close. The other one, we need just plastic. Now, how much plastic is out in the open sea? Very little in total. I want to try and get some more homes if I can. But this is a little bit worrisome. And by a little bit, I mean quite a lot, actually. But oh well. Between the two stills, we should be able to recover enough. It depends on how many of my people have to be out on the boats frequently. But there we are. We're drying off some more wood. Perhaps expanding this out and getting another drying rack for wood would be a good move. Still, with 9, with 2 and a bit full runs, in fact, 2 full runs of all 3 of them, and then 1 last run. That'll actually get us enough to fill the dried wood. God. You've literally... I didn't actually probably pay attention. I thought it actually had a wall to it, but no. It's a bed floating on 2 buoyant, like, steel drums, by the looks of it, with a bedside table next to it and an alarm clock. How is this better than sleeping on the planks, on the walk? Sleeping on the plank, sleeping on the walkways. I guess it's a little bit higher up off the water, I suppose, but still, you know, a bed versus the wood or aircraft wings or doors. Okay, I accept. It's probably slightly better. Really, only slightly. I feel that's not nearly good enough. Oh well, if you're happy with it, I guess it's up to you. But still, a bit weird. We desperately need firewood now, so let's start loading that up if we can. We've got plenty of food. It's just the lack of firewood now that's hurting us. I could draw this out a little bit further, or bring this out a bit more. Yeah, getting through the wood is probably a good move. That said, getting more homes, also a good move. So, let's drag this out to about there. Let's try and get the most out of that 8 plastic that we can, especially on a map where there's very little plastic to find. You still gathering plastic? No. Our first plastic area is now gone. So we'll go ahead. We'll just grab what we can from over here. Actually, let me move that just a little bit so we can also grab the wood as well. There we go. Waste not, want not, I suppose. If we can leave this area with enough wood, with enough sleeping spots for all our people, I'll be genuinely quite happy with that. Super happy, in fact. That might be a bit of a push. It may be quite a push, actually. It looks like we're also reaching a point now where there's no more room for us to gather any more wood, or dry wood, rather. That being said, though, we've got a fair amount of firewood available. I'm starting to think that perhaps what I should do is my distillers should, as a second priority, work in the workshop. Yes, I think that might be a good idea, and have you do the same. And then, other than that, I'll just turn these off. I'll keep cooking on these somewhere. But I'll turn off building. Cooking and supplying you can do. Actually, no, I'll leave supplying on a secondary. But there we go. If you need to, you'll make more. But otherwise, you'll focus on supplying the stills. But really, are you actually doing this work over, you know... Oh, my lord. It hurts my brain. It genuinely hurts my brain. You are so dumb. We need water. You got 2 stills. And you've just filled this place with firewood. Why? I don't even. Not even slightly do I even. Please no one die. Let's have a look at Peep's health. Yeah, we can see it creeping down. Hi Kaiser is the worst of them right now. Apple Fumble is behind, and Trav is just behind them. Don't let this be the way you die. Too dumb to operate the life-giving stills. Oh well, at least each one produces 4, so between the 2 of you, you're going to get enough water here for everyone in the colony, plus 3. Still, kind of it's super annoying that happened. I think it's 1 per... Yeah, something like that. I think each one of these can store 4. Oh, actually... No, that one can store 5. Oh, okay. No, I take it back then. It looks like you're okay. You use 2 fuel per 1, it seems. That's fine. You've got enough water. There we go. And you're starting to heal up as well. So have a quick gander. Alright, hopefully health is gonna slowly recover. Everyone was a little bit hurt though. Alright, well, you're gonna be working on this for a bit. I'm gonna turn back on firewood, but damn it, I'm super worried about this one. Super worried. You're just not being very sensible about this. That said, once we've got this fish, once we get that fishing boat back, we may end up just leaving at that point. Where's next on the map for us? Next is a water tower. Alright, yeah, we will definitely leave just as soon as the ship is back. There we go. Alright, time for us to move on. We haven't got the last house, but that's fine. Let's get out of here and move. It's not going to take us any fuel, but the next area we absolutely have to use fuel to move around. Okay, so here we are. Let's have a quick glance at what we've got to play with. Got a water tower. It has 20 water in it. Very well. A leaking water tower. That huge barrel towering over that village is leaking water. The unquenchable thirst is finally over. Fill up the reservoirs, boys. Well, you know, it is quite easy to quench if you use the bloody still I provided. Factory ruins. Get some more oil. Okay. Some say these ruins could fill the sky with dark clouds. We could learn a thing or two from them if we study the relics inside. Could have some oil in them as well. And last but not least, an abandoned shack. Another lonely soul tried making a home with driftwood. Maybe they left some supplies inside. Where is this one? All the way down here. Oh yeah, actually doesn't look like a bad little shack, honestly. It's a decent effort, certainly. I approve. Right, okay then. So, with that done, we're up to 5 water now. Good, good, good. Let's get out there, salvage out the water tower right now. It is hugely important. Okay, but first we're going to have to empty the boat, unfortunately, so that's going to take a little bit of time. The fishing boat will be able to get back out more or less straight away. But I'm gonna keep Peeps in the town for now. Hopefully we can get the last bits of water made. It's not entirely certain that that's going to be the case, but we can hope, at the very least. Where are we going with the fish? The fish, we're not doing too bad with that, actually. Doing quite well. Food-wise, despite the fact that it is just dried fish, that being said, it's you know, not bad at all, considering we're not using fuel for this. Have we got any extra... 2 more to get the solar still, and all that needs is dry wood and plastic waste. I think that's going to be a very important one. Getting a couple of solar stills up and running would probably solve a lot of our problems. Depending on how fast they can produce water, that is. I'm going to assume it's not going to be particularly giving, because otherwise it invalidates the use of the stills, which obviously you wouldn't really want to do. Ah, blessed tea. I know it's a little bit cruel. All you have to drink is distilled water, and here I am living the high life with a cup full of steaming hot chai. But, I mean, you've got a life on the open sea, such adventure. Look, you can watch tusked whales breaching. Ah, what a wonder. No, actually, this is a complete lie. You're living a horrible life. You don't have to. One can only assume, unless in one of these places you can salvage tea. In which case, you really are living the high life. Well done, everyone. Even when you're dying of thirst, you seem to be quite chipper about it. You know, and it looks like, at the very least, the rotation of the Earth has stopped. It never faces away from the sun, or at least the part that you're on. Which means someone like me could sail around to the backside of the Earth and be in, well, not quite the whole way, just towards the edge, an eternal twilight, with on the open waves, with probably, I can't imagine I'm going to be able to find any undestroyed fine china. Still, I would probably be able to find tea. How are we doing over there? Have we... Oh, we've looted 10 so far. It took you a little while to get out there, but now that the boat is ready to go, we're going to fill both of these boats up with water. Ah, that's glorious. Truly very happy with that. So with that immediate threat dealt with, I'm going to start fishing. Let's set up a couple of these fishing spots. This one can go for all of them. There we are. In fact, could I get both of these? I probably could, thinking about it. Let me try. Yes, I can. Marvellous. There we go. So that's all the water from the water tower. Now that that one's done, let's go for the abandoned shack, find out what we've got over there. I'd be fairly pleased with that one, honestly. How's our storage? We've got 1 metal scrap and 42 dried fish. It's not terrible. I'm reasonably happy with it, actually. And we're now up to 14 water. There we go. Happy days are here again at last. Can we expand out our homes a little bit? We probably can. Sure. Pop another house there. That'll be pretty nice. I'm thinking perhaps expanding out the border down here and perhaps building the solar stills down. Oh, wow, that was fast. 5 cans of food and 3 dry wood. That was all. All right, fair enough. You know, not going to turn my nose at it, up at it, certainly. Then the last place is going to be the factory rooms. Oh, did we get research? We did get research from just investigating. Glorious. Yes, please. Now, I could go for these, but I noticed that they need pipes. We're not going to be able to build those. Ooh, what about the desalinator? No, screws and pipes. Tempting. But I'd need a source of metal. And I have yet to see a source of metal, so... Yeah, the solar still it is. Solar generates a small amount of fresh water. Let's get you going. But there we are. How many points? We've still got 5. I could go for these eventually, but we're going to, again, wait until we've got a source of metal before I decide on that. But there we are. Good work, everyone. Now, with that done, could you please get all of the plastic over there? Because we are going to need an awful lot. Oh, my lord. We only need 1 more house over there, but going to have to start building solar stills on this side. That said, how far out... I can't even look at building things until I've got the materials. But how far out is on this side? Perhaps I need to stretch out a little bit more. On that note as well. I probably should have grabbed this one since it's a lot closer than the other one. What can happen as soon as we've got someone out there gathering the items? Oh, what have we got in here? We've got... Oh, the fuel. Yes, of course. Ah. Are you right? Yeah. Ha! Caught you, you little scoundrels. Trying to stick things where they don't belong. No. Do not put the fuel out in the open. Stick it in... Well, I guess you could argue that sticking it in your house is also bad, because if the fuel goes up just out in the open storage, what's it going to do? It's going to destroy the storage, maybe the walkway. If it blows up inside your house or the heart of your town, it's going to take the heart of your town with it, which is probably not great. I accept that this may indeed not be the world's most thought-out plan. Still, there we are. We've got a full boatload of plastic salvage. Pretty nice. So we can unload the remainder of the fuel. So now we can actually use the engine in the town heart to move around on the map 3 times. Let's have a look at what we've got then. So we've got another lonely island, more villages, or we can go to the seagull's nest. Lonely seagulls need friends too. They do. But a seagull is significantly less useful than a person, I feel. Oh, that's a tricky one. That's a tricky one. I don't believe they give you eggs. I believe they actually act as a flying salvager but they can carry only one thing. I think all they can do is salvage or deliver. And that instead of a townsperson. If we go down here, use one field to get up there, and then another field to get up there, that's use 2 fuel, but we visited 3 places. Or go down there, get more oil. Tricky. That's very tricky. I think I would prefer to get more people, honestly, and still get to visit the water tower. Yes, well, I think we're going to be heading down here to another lonely island. We'll have to see. We will have to see. Right, okay, let's have a quick look. We're still waiting to get more of the plastic out there, but it shouldn't be too bad. That said, we've got 51 there. How much have we got over there? We've got 74. Of course we do. Of course we do. We've got numbers that require an extra trip just for like 1 or 2 items. Unfortunately, they won't go to a boy, grab 1 plastic, and then check first to see if there's anywhere else they've been told to salvage before heading out. That just never happens, and it is super, super sad. You know what? Maybe, just maybe. Now, hear me out. Whilst there's 20 already stockpiled... Oh, I was going to say, whilst they've got their full storage worth of resources, maybe they just won't add more to the queue. But no, they do. It is more than usual vexing. That being said, it appears... Oh! Let me try something. We make 2 firewood with each craft action. What would happen if I told them only to make 10? Is that the problem? They're trying to make 40 firewood right now? We'll see. We will see. I'm quite hopeful that it's going to turn out that it was just something that simple all along. Alright, let's expand this up another 8. There we go, that'll do. Then, another bed, right about there. Oh, it's going to be grand. It's going to be grand, I tell you. But if that does, in fact, turn off the woodworking shed, then I'll be very happy with that indeed. Very, very happy. Up to 24 water reserves, 22 food reserves. It's not a bad lot, honestly. Not a bad lot at all. I'm pretty happy with the way things are panning out right now. We've got 2 salvage ships. Well, actually, I was going to say 2 salvage ships with plastic in them. No, only 1 right now with plastic in it, but that's fine. There we are. Now, over here. Ooh, we've got quite a lot of room still. We need a lot of dried wood. Oof. That's going to be annoying. But I'm going to tell you... Oh, wait. Is that just because you don't have any dried wood? Yeah, it is. Multiple problems, halted construction. What are the problems? Can you tell me what the problems are? Is it perhaps that we... No, we definitely don't have enough firewood right now. Oh well. I am going to remove this one for now and get the wood from over there. We're going to need that dry firewood. Quite urgently, actually. I will allow you to continue salvaging from here. But it's going to take a little bit. Oh, damn it. Well, we've built the last house that we needed. I guess that is something good. Could we hook these up? It'll spend a chunk of resources, but I like having more connected ways to move around. That will also cost a chunk as well. Oh well. I'm sure we can live with it. On that note, I'm going to go ahead. I don't think I'm going to get a 4th in there, so I'm just going to pop another drying rack for fish. Just right about there. That should help out a decent amount. Right, there we go. That should free up enough room for our salvage ships to get back out there. I do need you to prioritize grabbing the wood. I was going to leave this alone, but I guess we'll come back to it later. If you could just crack on there, then I'd be deeply in your debt. There you go. And once this is up and running, we should be able to get an entire boat's worth of fish being dried all in one go. Just in time, no doubt, for us to stop needing dried fish. It's going to be the way. Oh, there we go. Oh, can I? Oh, no, that has actually been placed. Excellent. And we may as well get the last drying rack for wood as well. So that way, an entire ship's worth of wet wood would be able to be dried as well, which is actually pretty good. I mean, I am using an entire drying rack just for one fish or one wood, depending, but I think that's fine. For the time being, that's okay. Right, the next thing we want to save up for then is to get the water still. I think we should be able to get to that reasonably quickly. I'm not foreseeing any particular troubles with that. Right now, we've got a decent amount of stuff going on. Are people idle? No, no one's idle. If they were, I would have to adjust their work orders, but for the time being, things seem to be okay. We're allowed to just make 100 dried fish. I have no particular reason to change that. We're going through the dried fish quite quickly, and that's fine for now. I do want one storage space, though, for metals. Can I squeeze that in? No. I'll have to pop her in here, then. That's right. Because we are grabbing metal here and there. There we go, and the less that we have to store in our town heart, the better for us in general. You still annoy me, but it's fine. We'll get through this, just the same way we did in my Banished playthrough, when I couldn't get rid of one of the herbalists, and we slowly turned it into some sort of shrine garden. And the old herbalist, who'd long since died, had loved that garden. Every time I tried to tear it down, his restless spirit chased my workers away. In fact, cursed them so that they stood there until they eventually starved. Honestly, they had it coming, frankly, for trying to tear down such an important and historic building. Serves them right. Right, there we go, though. We've got 2 full ships now of wood. We should easily be able to get everything we need. So with that, let's remove this one. Go back to grabbing that plastic. There we are, 11 plastic over there. I just want a solar still. That's all I need. Please provide. Also, probably more bedrooms, considering where we're going. But we'll see what we can do when we get there and how many people are there. That's how many bedrooms we need to make. There we go. Full ship of plastic just docked. Perfect. Now, we could have more boats to go out and fish and gather salvage, but I'm not in a hurry to do that. One fishing boat seems more than enough right now. Certainly once we've upgraded from the simple dried foods, we should be in a much better position at that point. I don't think we're going to have any troubles. Oh, really? Damn it all. Please only store metal in this. I took my eyes off the prize for a second. Several seconds. My eyes were off the prize for several seconds. My own fault. My own fault. There we are. Let's get all the stills loaded if we can, please, and thank you. There we go. And you're just going to keep using up all of my lumber to make this. No, I think not. We're going to turn that off for now. You just go ahead, make what you can, and then we should get up to the solar still reasonably fast, I think. So once this ship has been unloaded, really? Back down to needing water again? Seems 10 is where it stops for us. Okay, good enough. There we go. Let's get everything we can going. There we are. 2 stills. Perfect. Just in time. We need a little bit more plastic, so as soon as you can unload the ships here, we can get on the move. There we are. And with that, get a solar still. Kind of like it up here, honestly. Well, I suppose I could pop one there. It's quite a large structure, to be fair. Well, I guess that makes sense. Now to find out how slowly it gathers water. Because it did warn us it was going to be slow. So we really only got ourselves to blame for that one. Would like all the rest of the wood there as well. And more plastic if we could as well. There we are. Both salvage ships out, please, and thank you. Fishing is still going alright though. For the most part, we seem to be doing okay. Do you go straight to the middle and then move out? Seems you do. How many we got there? 10. Oh no, you kind of switch between them. Oh, now having this one gathering buoy between two fishing areas might mean that the fishing boat will grab a full tent. No, you didn't grab a full tent. Why? You may have... Oh, you needed to go back for water. Damn it. But whereas we are usually left with 5 fish, and so an extra trip needs to be made just to grab half a cargo load, that might not be the case this time. We may have dodged that one by building them that way. I'll be interested to see if that's how it works. We're going to need you back up and running again. We're almost out of firewood, which is a little bit frustrating, but oh well. There we go. Is that a bathtub? It is. Is that where the water's going to accumulate? Because unfortunately, it does seem that the waves are getting in there. Yeah. Oh no, that's fresh water now. Okay, let's have a look. Is that even moving? Oh, that is slow. Is that fast enough to even supply one person? I'm not sure. Now, with that in mind, you don't necessarily, from what I can observe, you don't necessarily need to give someone water when they are thirsty. Because as long as you give them water soon enough that their natural health regen will restore them to full health by the time that they're thirsty again, or just before they're thirsty again, then you can consider their health bar an additional buffer to it. So you'd only have to, you know, I guess, like let's say they can recover half of a health bar's worth once they've drunk before they become thirsty again. Then you've got one full thirst bar and half a health bar's worth of time between each time you need to give them a bottle of water. So you could actually force your survivors to be operating thirsty most of the time. Ah, man, that's a little bit mercenary. But you know, you've got to care about rationing in this kind of situation. Right, I'm not going to have any more firewood made. You can go ahead. I really wish I could just stop having to manage this manually. That's a little bit of a frustration. I do wish that they would take care of that themselves, really. Excuse me, I need a sip of my tea. And while I do that... Sure, you can go out and you can help if you need to. But otherwise... you just focus on building and then supplying. Honestly, we need more supplies. I think that would probably help us out quite a lot. Has this already... oh, it's halfway full. Nice. Awesome, in fact. I like it. What else have we got going? Have we got any more? There is... no, we're just gathering some plastic now. Okay. We've got enough to build a second one. Oh... yes, I mean, you know, it is gathering it fairly slowly, so 2 would make a lot of sense, in my opinion. Sure, get out there and grab some more. Also, I want some more wood as well, please. Let's get that going. I think that should help us out to no end. This might actually be enough water being, you know, there's enough additional water to help us start to tread water, with our thirst. Because we seem to just be creeping over it and then getting straight back down into the red. But maybe this will be enough. We'll have to see. But it should work, or at least I certainly hope it will. On that note, perhaps we should go ahead and make more room. Ah, I can't bring it down. I really did sort of want to not have to pull... be able to take a diagonal path down there, but oh well. That should work as well. There we go. We should be able to get all of the plastics delivered momentarily. We're up to 16 now. Oh, that's not too bad. I'm back on this, so yeah, okay. This may actually help out. We'll get maybe another 1, 2 of them. That'll provide a decent amount. Then I'm going to try and build a walkway in between them. so that we can access this area. I don't know how the game will handle trying to build right on the edge, but I'm willing to try. I think that would make a lot of sense. So, for example, I could perhaps drop a path in there. Just bring it out a bit. Maybe all the way down to here. Sure. That would do quite nicely. It's not like we're hurting for plastic right now. Now, the next area that we go to is almost guaranteed to have one person. In fact, I'm fairly certain it has to have at least one. I'm not sure. Maybe they're always two. I don't know. But I think at least building one more house would be a good move. And we are out of food. So how about we get all of these bits over there. Why did we stop harvesting from there? I don't know. Can we get both from over here? No, unfortunately. Alright, well, if you grab everything from there, that'll be fine. That'll be good enough. We'll grab the last little bit there. Okay, not too bad. There we are. Alright, so we've got another solar still. Excellent news. What are we wanting now? We are needing... It looks like wood is the main thing we need. Alright. Oh, actually, no, you should be able to grab that yourself. Let's see. We're full up on plastic right now, which is the problem, actually. Okay, well... Just on the off chance we can do something... clever back here. Oh, no. What we'll do is we're going to bring this out so that I can preserve an angle. Make sure that we've got at least one. Starting to think that we might want more than 2 boats full of storage for each resource, because that's often what's holding up my salvage ships from going back out onto the open sea. We'll have to have a look into that. But right now, yeah, these are doing a decent job of helping us stay afloat. But once again, that one wasn't intentional though, so I can't really take credit for it. We are going to need the wood, though. That's going to be the important one. I think both of the boats, yeah, they're both going to the closest area. That's what was scuppering us. Both ships were trying to get to the same place. You know what? I'm going to set this up so both boats can go over there from now on. There we go. That should help out a little bit. There we are. But once again, we've got all of this plastic and nothing to do with it, which is not exactly ideal. Gonna be honest. Not ideal. Perhaps I should just bite the bullet. Well, you know what? I don't need to do that. I could just say you're allowed to store plastic temporarily in the main base. I should have done that earlier. My lord, what a derp I am. And now it's in there, I can now turn it off. Aha! I've tricked you into doing what I wanted. If I have to trick you into doing what I want to do. I wonder why multiple problems, but what is the other problem? Missing items, halted production. I'm not sure. But we are now at a point where water is going to become a concern. Thankfully, we're going to be bringing stupid amounts of wood back. But yeah, that has put us in a bit of a rough way. We are bringing in water from the water stills, though. From the solar stills. Would it be better for me to get this a third solar still up and running? Or just have the dry wood be turned immediately into firewood? I'm really not sure. Really not sure. I think it's fair to say we're not going to be going for the small house, though. At least not straight away. How close are we? Oh, actually, over halfway there. Okay, this is interesting. Is it possible that one of these could sustain a single drifter, or maybe 1.5 drifters? That would be interesting. At that point, 3 is definitely worth going for. Both of them are pretty close, but it does seem that they only store 1 and then they stop. Which isn't as ideal. Because we need someone to get in there and grab that, otherwise we're wasting time. Which, of course, they refuse to do. Why? Don't ask me. I'm not even going to pretend to understand. Please gather the water. There is water. Precious, life-saving water. Just waiting here, and you're faffing around, loading up the bloody word working shed. Why? Why? There we go. I'm starting to wonder if you actually want to survive. I'm going to be honest. I'm starting to have my doubts about this. Serious doubts. But it looks like we may be okay with the woodworker right now. Seems to be getting a decent amount back. But with that, I think we're probably going to head to the next area straight away. As soon as this ship is docked, there we go. Let's slow that down. And let's head on to our next destination. It shall be another lonely island. So let's move there. Find out what we can find out. Okay, so what have we got here to play around with? We've got 2 people. Scally and Sea Legs. That's a good name. Ooh, 32 metal. 25 raw seaweed. Okay, well, I have a new thing I need to build down here then. Oh, really? We're in the middle of a bunch of... Oh. Wow. Yeah, right bang, smack dab, in the middle of a massive plastic area. I suppose that's fine. Sure, you just go ahead and gather from there, I guess. Both of you, please. But that's where we're going to be wrapping up today's episode. I really do hope you have enjoyed. We've managed to make a fair bit of progress, actually. We've unlocked 2 new stills, and we will be going out and salvaging. Though there's no mysterious salvage, we know exactly what we're going to get. 2 new people, and 32 metal, and 25 seaweed that we can't do anything with just yet. We're going to have to wait on that one. Have we got any new research points? Oh. We are going to be getting enough metal scrap to maybe make it worth our time getting the house. Now, I'm hopeful that this is a straight upgrade and it allows more people into it, perhaps. That said, we could also get the scrapsmith and then go for the desalinator. Remove salt from seawater to generate fresh water in large amounts. Upside down boy. Oh, that's actually pretty cool. But that's where we're going to be leaving it, I'm afraid. I really do hope you've enjoyed and will be joining me for the next. But until then, and as always, do take care, everyone.